This is as close to Italy as we're gonna get for a minute. Anyway, this is.
Wow.
Oh, my word.
The henna basil.
Oh, the chicken's so
good.
crispy. Oh, the chicken is crispy. The pasta is really fresh. I mean, honestly, I do feel like we aced this one.
We're here with our chickens. What do we do?
Okay, so this is the fun part because we are going to pound some chicken. So depending on how your family likes their chicken, do you guys like thick? Do you like thin?
Whitney likes it thin, and my dad always liked to stretch it. So I can cut it in half, and then you can pound it even.
That's true. Okay, so you cut that. A lot of people butterfly it, and if you guys don't want to get into that at home, you can actually buy the thin cutlets already prepped from the grocery store. So
you'll pay more money, my dad would say.
That's true. Your dad, I don't know that I've ever met anybody more frugal than Gil Bates.
You've never.
No, I remember he told me that he would what, take a fast food chicken sandwich.
Chick-fil-A sandwich. And shred chicken nuggets, or else cut the chicken thing up. I will say, if you're doing chicken, notice that even though that's trimmed, the top is pretty thick there and the bottom is very thin. So the idea is to get this as even across it as possible. Or if you're doing a whole breast, kind of the same thing. You got a big thick part up here that's really thick and meaty, and you got a pretty thin part down here. So if you just do that straight, this is going to be extremely dry of about half of the chicken, and then this is going to be exactly what you were looking for, or undercooked, depending on where you take your temp. So the idea is to make it as even as possible, whether you cut it in half or don't.
This is beautiful. I'm so impressed.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, they're not going to require much pounding.
Just a little adjustment.
Just a little bit, and you don't want to use the textured side. You just want to use the flat side. So, but this is my favorite part. Okay, so now we're gonna season our chicken. We've got salt, pepper, either garlic powder or garlic salt. My mother is a huge garlic salt fan, but you gotta be really careful. So let's do that. I'm gonna start here.
Your mother's the real Italian, so we've gotta do what she says.
I know, right? Okay, and then salt, everybody, oh, this is pepper actually.
Yeah, the one with the P is the pepper.
I keep forgetting that, you know. You're all fancy over here, Zach. Okay, you want to do the salt?
No, I'm scared to do the salt.
Okay.
You talked about being careful.
Well, you know, everybody has a different tolerance when it comes to salt, so you just season to taste, to your specific taste.
If you like restaurant food, though, one of the things they normally do is they salt a little heavier than you generally do at home. So a lot of times it's just a little bit saltier is the difference in what you're cooking at home. You did that one twice.
Oh, I did? Which one?
This one.
Oh, I did? Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
You know, I just don't want to taste an unsalted side.
All right.
I've done washed my hands, so I'm not touching nothing.
I was gonna say,
it looks like I'm over here going, you did that wrong, you did that wrong. Like, wait a minute, who's supposed to be teaching this dish anyways?
Now you're gonna have to do the seasoning this round. That's why it's good to have two of us, because less time. You did perfect, yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. Well, we ain't tasted it yet, sister.
I know.
I'm gonna use the pepper. That's the one with the P.
Yep, that's the one with the P.
Tighten it up a little bit. Got it set pretty coarse for my steaks.
Where did you get so fancy though with your cooking? Because when I knew you...
When I moved out and nothing got broke.
That's a good point, yeah.
Actually, a lot of it started at the sheriff's department, and I talked about it a little while ago, but it kind of became therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
When I would come home after a long shift, I learned that when I was cooking, I generally was a better person. I could relax a lot more. I could let go of the day's events a lot easier because the focus that cooking required. And then by the time it was over, when it's time to eat, we were able to really enjoy being a family together. I wasn't thinking about work. I wasn't thinking about everything I had left to do or everything that had happened or who was on the run. And it becomes something I really looked forward to coming home and doing. And then as I would go out to eat, I'd be like, man, I could make this. I could do this. I could do this better. And I just started adventuring, trying new things, and it just really took off from there.
Wow. Well, I love it that you're a foodie now, because
I'm a total foodie.
You're inspiring me. So now we're gonna prep our breadcrumbs, but we've got to grate our pecorino first.
I'll grab it.
I'm so impressed that you have pecorino. I am shook. Where do you get this, Zach?
I import cheese, that Parmigiano Reggiano. I import it from Italy because you told me it was the best cheese, so I got it.
I buy mine at my local grocery store. It's very tiny.
My local grocery store is Walmart. They don't have anything that's real pecorino.
Well, this is pecorino romano. Do you know what pecorino means?
Sheep.
Oh.
Sheep's milk. You told me that too.
I did, okay. It's like that was my, okay. So let's grate some pecorino romano.
So I got your little one too. I brought it too.
Mine looks so insignificant now, but this one's a really good one. This is Murray's cheese. Let's do a little taste test, okay? I'm just gonna break us off some. Okay. Okay.
I already know I like this because this is about the third or fourth one I've had.
I can't even believe it. I'm so impressed. So good. Nutty, salty.
This one's not bad. This one's got that aged, that crumbly texture though from aging. It's very similar. There's very little difference between them. It's just textural differences mostly to me. The taste is very similar.
I would say that this one is clearly the winner. So for our purposes, because this is going in our breadcrumbs, you get to choose whichever one we want to use.
Well, let's use this one in the breadcrumbs, and then we might shave a little bit of this and sprinkle it on top when we're done.
I love it. Okay, let's do that.
Mix with a little of the Parmesan.
Okay, love it.
That'll fit.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
But here's the deal. We don't want these to be that long, so we're gonna have to run it through again. But it's so easy.
That is pretty easy. I didn't even know you could run it through again.
Yep. And what are we gonna do with these rinds?
Oh, you never get rid of a rind. I got a bag of those.
We're gonna save them for our sauce.
This could go in our sauce.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna put this through again.
So I started putting Parmesan rinds in when I braise my roasts.
Ooh, that's a good tip.
And it is so good in that broth because the really hard rind just absorbs that broth. And it's Whitney's favorite part. She goes through and picks them out before everybody else can get theirs.
Now, does Whitney cook a lot too, or does she just kind of love?
Whitney does cook, but she likes kind of having her recipes that she's familiar with. She likes just going back to her familiar recipes.
Well, this is like
that's perfect
for our breadcrumbs, so let's get to dredging. Okay, so you want 3 bowls for dredging. I'm gonna do 1 for flour.
3-station chicken.
3 stations. Flour is one of them, and then again, remember we were gonna salt and pepper along the way. So my flour gets seasoned, and then we've got our eggs. Do you wanna crack those eggs?
Absolutely.
And then we'll give those a good
Should've
scramble.
grabbed a little bowl to drop my shells in. Half a second.
So we've got salt, pepper, and our flour. We're just gonna give that a little mix. You're gonna scramble the eggs.
Do you need buttermilk for these? A little bit of buttermilk?
Do you have regular milk?
This is the South. We use buttermilk and chocolate milk. Which milk do you want?
No, I think actually we're good. We don't need it. Honestly, we don't want to turn it. We're good with our eggs. So just scramble those.
I'm learning the Italian way already.
Now, a lot of people, they do regular breadcrumbs. I actually prefer a panko for chicken parm, only because it helps make it a little bit crispier, right? So.
Okay, I've got a blend of these if you want them. I have.
Oh, good. Okay.
So I have the Japanese style, and these are really.
That's panko, right?
Yeah, the really thick and coarse, super crunchy. And then I have the seasoned Pecorino Romano Italian style. Which one do you like of these two?
Let's go with the seasoned breadcrumb because, all the flavor.
One thing I should tell people, how much do you want of this?
No, you're just gonna fill that bowl. And what we have also put in this breadcrumb is additional fresh Pecorino Romano. So.
Yeah, what we grated. I'm gonna mix a little of these with it for that extra crisp.
Okay.
A little half and half there will mess up your recipe, but it'll be good.
I know, you're going rogue, but that's okay.
I'm going rogue on her.
This is your show.
Hey, by the way, what we should have said is, why do I even know you?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We haven't even, we just got into cooking because I feel like you guys have known Tammy as long as I have, but I met Tammy. She was on the show, did something. You had a job.
Yeah, so on Bringing Up Bates, I was basically the family's in-house talent manager. So anytime they needed anything from the network, they had to come to me. So I would say, hey.
We came for a lot of things.
Yeah. But really, it was all the shoots in Knoxville that happened. I live in Nashville, so I would come down and I would bring the kids treats and try to bribe them to behave and be like, hey.
He doesn't jab.
Oh, that was so much fun. Your dad would always say, it's not a bribe, it's a reward. I was like, yeah, there you go.
There you go. Whatever makes you feel better, Gil.
Okay, so now you want to keep one of your hands dry, right? So 1 for dredging, 1 dry. Okay.
When I started wanting to make my own pasta, I knew if there was somebody I had to reach out to, that it would be Tammy. So I called you for my first noodle recipe, and I've made that chicken Alfredo with that pasta dough you sent me so many times, and I've kind of got my own version, kind of like I did with the breadcrumbs of the recipe there. But it's It's not over the top.
No.
I stayed pretty simple with the good ingredients, like you mentioned. Does that go good?
Yep, that's perfect. No, the truth is that, you know, we all have our own spins and our own takes on food, and that's what makes cooking fun, right?
When I was thinking about doing this show, one of the first people I told him, and I can't believe it took so long to get you down here, like, I got to get Tammi Weed, because you also do real estate. When I was looking at getting real estate, I called you too. I'm like, hey. Yep. Tammi,
no,
you've been an essential part of our lives. When the family went to Italy was when I really knew that you knew how to cook.
Oh my goodness!
Because Mom came back with all the stories of your family making your homemade marinara sauce, and you actually brought that with you.
I did. I cannot wait to share it with you guys.
I can't wait to try it.
But no, we had such a blast filming, and I get so many questions about, you know, your family and are they really, you know, as wonderful as they appear? And that's the best thing that I loved. I mean, that's the truth. It's like the easiest thing for me to say is I know everything in this family is just
we are just as crazy as we always were.
Crazy. But I just remember meeting you guys for the first time, and I didn't know, you know, you guys prior. And I just was expecting everybody to be so quiet, and man, I don't know. You guys
we were not quiet.
Not quiet, full of personality, and I've just learned so much, especially from your mom. Your mom is one of my favorite people in the entire world. She just has this strength and grace about her that I adore. So.
Well, Mom's gonna come over and we're gonna get her to try this and see if it's as good as she's told me over and over. If you ever go to Italy, you've got to take Tammi with you.
Well, we had so much fun, and like your dad driving on these tiny little streets in Italy, he was
Dad
panicking.
Can't drive on the tiny little straight around here.
He was panicking, but your mom was cracking up so bad that like it just made the whole thing so much fun. But you know, in Italy, you're on these cobblestone streets. They're like 2 feet wide in this tiny little car. We're all gonna die. It was hilarious.
We've said that a lot with my dad's driving there.
It was the best.
This is one of what Casey would do. She'd sit over here and do my flipping.
How old is Casey now?
Casey is 7.
Okay.
And Bradley is 9. He's about to turn 10. Actually, Casey just had her 8th birthday by the time this one goes out here. So Casey will be 8.
And Bradley, he was the first grandchild. Like, that was a big deal when we were doing the show.
That was a big deal. It was a big deal for me in real life.
That was actually one of the worst parts about being the in-house manager for you guys, was because I had to like ask all of the girls who were having babies not to announce it, you know, publicly. But I'm so glad that's over.
Yeah, we were the guinea pig for that whole idea of what do we do when we have a baby on the show.
I know.
And that was quite an experience. But you always handled everything with such grace. And you were always like watching out for us, truly. And that's one thing I think I loved about working with UP was the family definitely came first. It was not show first, it was family first.
Well, it's like if mama's not happy, nobody's happy. That's how I felt about the Bates. If they're not happy, we're not happy. Our chicken looks beautiful. It's ready to go into our saute pan. So you ready to cook? I'm
ready to cook. Let's open a restaurant, Tammi.
No.
So Tammi Weed bought her famous homemade marinara. Her family gets together every year and this is what let me know she cooked Italian. They have a big family cook day where they all cook marinara together. And we've got that heating in a pot over here in the background. I've added some Pecorino Romano cheese to that.
You've got your onions, your garlic, your sauce, and then your Pecorino Romano, which you went a little heavy-handed on, but that's okay.
Yes, I love my cheese. So we're gonna use that later with our chicken. Now we're gonna fry this chicken up in a pan.
Fry the chicken.
So we put a lot of oil.
That's perfect, yeah.
Them Italians. So I use classic olive oil because this can get a higher heat temp than extra virgin. You don't want to heat your extra virgin this hot for frying. And then I've got it on kind of medium heat here.
Yep, and then once we are
sizzling, shimmering,
we're gonna add our lovely chicken breasts. In the kitchen, my mom uses like basically 2 tools the most. We've got tongs and, what are they called, Zach? Scissors.
Oh, say it again.
Okay, so blah, blah. Oh, there they are, come on in.
Got our taste testers getting here early.
Oh my gosh, that is not, is that Judd? Oh my God.
Judd and Jeb both.
Oh my gosh, hi guys. I'm sorry.
A little family reunion moment here.
Hi.
Bring them over here behind the counter.
Oh my God,
Bring them back
you guys
here on
remember me? Tell me you remember me, okay.
Hey, come back and do it on camera.
Good to see you.
Come on here, Tammi.
Good to see you.
Oh, we never see enough of you.
I love it. Hi guys.
He's grown up so big now.
Do you recognize him?
I don't. I know.
Literally taller than you. Good to see you.
Oh my God, it's so good to see you boys. It's
They
been
remember you as prize lady.
Well, I know. I was telling
We were
Zach,
telling people she's the prize lady.
I was like, your dad wouldn't let me say. I was like, I gotta go bribe the boys. He's like, those are rewards. I was like, okay, those are rewards.
I can smell the food.
Oh,
when
you don't
I
even
walked
know.
in the door.
She bought her marinara sauce up here.
goodness.
Yeah. So you guys are you gonna tell me the truth if you like it?
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. We came for the food. Listen, I don't know if she told you or not, but one time she invited me to a family party that she had with her mom and all of the Italian cooks. I mean, she made homemade pizzas.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in Italy again.
Yeah.
I didn't get any homemade pizza.
well, I know you gotta come to Nashville
Well,
or
she
New
used her
York.
homemade
Yeah.
sauce
Yeah.
for the pizza.
Oh, this is so good. I can't wait to put this on this chicken.
Italy, that was one of my favorite memories with you because did we like giggle the
Oh, my
entire
goodness.
time?
Well, we had to take Tammy to be our interpreter because we couldn't speak Italian.
That's the funny thing. The truth is, I know very little Italian, but
You
I
knew
just
enough to find the bathroom when they needed it.
She knew enough to help us order food.
Yeah, that's right. I'm really good at reading menus, so that was it. But I was like telling them about Gil going down those tiny little like cobblestone
Did you
streets.
remind Zach of the story? I don't even know if he knows this story. Carlin's wedding dress that she found
Yeah.
was in a magazine
Yeah.
from Italy,
Yeah.
and we couldn't communicate to the company.
Yeah.
Tammy had to communicate so
I did
that
not
we
know
could
that.
buy her dress.
Yeah, I
I
had
did
to call
not know that.
Milan.
Her dress was a result of Tammy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Every time I get somebody on here to do something, I learn something new about my family that I grew up in.
Yeah.
Like, where was I all this time?
Okay, well, we're going to sit and watch. Y'all get back to cooking.
Okay.
We're
We'll have
We're
food
ready to
in
fry
just
some
a
chicken.
few minutes.
It's actually smoking.
Oh yeah, we're good.
I'm gonna actually turn that down a little bit so I don't burn these things going in. Now the thing is, if I get this correct, I'm just browning these here because these can go in the
Yeah.
oven and finish.
Yep,
What do I
so-
need to preheat my oven to?
I would say like we're gonna be okay at like 375 for
Okay.
this, because really the majority of the cooking is gonna be done in the pan. We want to like bake and just melt our cheese and make sure our sauce is still warm.
So are we trying to hit 165 on this?
Yeah.
So, okay, we are trying.
I mean,
to
we
hit
can do it a
165.
little, again, it depends on how ready your family's gonna want to eat, right? So it's like, if you're trying to do it quick, these are thin, so they're not gonna stay in
They're
the
not
pan
gonna stay in
long.
long. That's very true. If you were doing it normal, like normal people that don't conserve their chicken,
Yeah.
like we do, then it'd be a lot faster. Okay, so
Okay,
what we have here, Tammy?
This is the main event. We've got our sauce that it looks beautiful. We are gonna assemble our chicken. So do you wanna put the chicken here and then
Absolutely.
we'll put a little layer of sauce
Now
on
you
it?
were saying it'd be a little better if we had the broiler
Yeah,
rack.
you know, if you're gonna cook the chicken for a long time, our fillets are thin, so we're gonna be okay because we're really just putting it in the oven to melt it. But if you had a thicker piece of chicken and it was gonna be in the oven for a long time, then we would maybe put it on a oven-safe rack. But we don't need that here.
You've also, I noticed, set up tongs for me to use to put the chicken in here with.
Yeah. But
I
you can
forgot
use your
about that.
fingers. I mean, you know, like hands. Italians use their hands all the time. We use it to talk. We
Is
use
it
it to
okay
cook.
if I stack them a little bit like
Yeah,
that on the
yeah,
end?
yeah.
Okay, that's all I can fit in there.
Okay. I gotta tell you though, I'm a little nervous for our taste testers.
I'm a little excited to be a taste tester for this. I've been smelling this cook and you've nailed this. If
Okay.
anything ever smelled like Italy, I've never been there, but I'm sure this is what Italy smells like.
So we are just gonna put a thin layer of sauce. I don't like to do it too
Just
much.
a thin layer.
Yeah, because we want that chicken to remain crispy, right?
Yes, we fried that just so it would be crispy.
That's right. So, but a lot of people, especially in the South, they're sauce people. So let's
That's
give the
looking
people
good.
what we want.
Give the people what they want.
Now, okay, one of the things that I
This is
think,
another personal taste thing. How
For
do it
sure.
how you like it.
so I'm gonna let you, but you gotta be delicate. Will you
You
put,
saw me dump the pecorino in
I
the
know.
sauce. Delicacy
So-
isn't my strong suit.
put a little pecorino on each? That's perfect.
Look at that.
I love it.
This is why the Italians do that all the time. It's just like holding
We've
the
got
cheese.
cheese in our hand.
Just cheese.
And then what I like to do, not everybody does, but
I like this.
I like fresh herbs, is, you know,
The
anywhere I can put 'em.
aromatics.
So I put it underneath the mozzarella. So let's put it there.
I love Knoxville, and if you want to move here or Nashville with Tammy, she's a realtor there, that's great. But you're not going to find a restaurant in Knoxville that serves anything close to this in the Parmesan chicken department.
This is restaurant quality at home for sure. And then the best part, and if you have, you know,
fresh mozzarella.
If you have kids running around, man, they love to eat your mozzarella. But let's just put as much cheese on it as we can. Look at how beautiful, though.
Wow. Wow, I'm obsessed.
Look at that. Just gorgeous.
I'm sorry, we need one more little cheese on this guy. He's a big chicken.
Because that's your piece. That's why you did that.
Exactly right. So Tammy, how do we do this?
This is my favorite part because we are gonna get to play restaurant. We get to plate and
honestly, that looks like restaurant right there.
Look at how gorgeous this pasta is. So I'm gonna put some pasta on the plate. You put a fillet, and we'll try and do this a little elegantly. There we go.
You need some more pasta. These are big fillets.
Okay, I'm gonna give you more pasta. This one's yours.
Always say more pasta, no matter what they tell you.
Okay, and then I'm gonna spoon a little.
Put one of these over top of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna spoon a little.
I'm gonna get a fork to get this out with. My number one cooking utensil. And I can see, yes, if I had that broiler rack, it would help keep any juicy softness from the bottom.
Yeah.
But that's still very crispy.
Look at that. Okay, and that one honestly is ready to serve.
We just need a little.
Maybe a little Parm, pecorino, and then we'll add some of those fresh basil leaves just to give us a little color. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Look at how gorgeous is that?
You gonna drizzle me with that olive oil?
I can. Let's do it. This liquid gold.
Liquid gold. If you say liquid gold, I'm gonna try it. Oh.
And if you wanted, you could do a little pepper flake, but this is beautiful and good to go.
Beautiful, just like it is. So honestly, it wouldn't be right to eat this without inviting Mom up to try it after all those memories. So Mom, come on up here. We made you a special plate.
I'm excited. Tammy's food has never disappointed. Yours neither, Zach. But this is, wow.
This looks amazing.
Wow. Can we dig in?
We can dig in.
I feel like we need to say a blessing again. Oh my goodness, this is, wow.
This is as close to Italy as we're gonna get for a minute.
Wow. So do you try to get a bite of pasta in every bite of chicken? I need to do it the Italian way.
Yeah, there's no Italian way. This is.
Wow.
Oh my word.
I'm straight up. I have never in my life eaten chicken parmesan or the fancy chicken parmigiana at any restaurant that compares anywhere close to this.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's still crispy all the way through.
You did a great job cooking.
I've always said I didn't like chicken parmesan. It's because I didn't try this. I love it. I'm a fan. Oh.
This is not your store-bought sauce either. This makes such a difference using the high-quality sauce. Fresh mozzarella cheese. This is not just a bag of shredded. It's the little fresh ingredients that make such a difference. And then you get that hint of basil.
Oh, the chicken's so crispy. Oh.
The chicken is crispy. The pasta is really fresh. I mean, honestly, I do feel like we aced this one.
You nailed it. I'll tell you, this is a super easy recipe to follow. Tammy has a website. It's called TammiWeed.com. And then there's a little tab, Girls Got to Eat. Guys, you can eat too. This is worth it. The recipe's on there. I'll put a link to it in the description down below. And then we're also going to probably come back and do this sauce because this is amazing. Wow.
It's so good. You did so good. I'm proud of you.
Well, you did so good. Thanks for coming all the way up here. Thanks for all your help with real estate, all your help on the show.
No, this was fun because I got to
It's a special
eat.
part of our life.
Oh, thank you.
And it means a lot to have you here in the kitchen with us.
I love you guys.
We love you. And thank y'all so much for watching. We are so glad to have you guys here. Tune in next week, see what we've got to cook for you, and take one bite of this, and you're going to thank all of us later.